So let's get right into it. Have you ever had that nagging feeling that the world of investing is kinda, well, stacked against you? In this explainer, we're going to break down the incredible insights of author and investor Robert Rolih. He found out the hard way that the game is very often rigged, but, and this is the important part, he also figured out how you can win. I mean, just listen to this quote from Robert himself. It really tells you everything. Can you imagine building a successful business from scratch, doing the responsible thing by investing your hard-earned money, and then one day you wake up and realize it's almost all gone? That's exactly what happened to him, and it was a painful but very necessary wake-up call. So let's talk about that journey. It started with huge dreams in a little village in Slovenia and led to him building a super profitable company. But that success, well, it put him on a collision course with the hidden and, let's be honest, often brutal realities of the financial industry. Okay, so here's how it all went down. In the early 2000s, he's living the dream. His company is a hit. Then, in the mid-2000s, he does what pretty much all of us would do. He hands his money over to the experts. But by the end of the decade, he realizes that trust was a massive mistake. And that's what kicked off a 10-year mission to find out what on earth went wrong. You know, he didn't just get mad about it. He got smart. He went all in, reading over 300 books. And, maybe most importantly, he started talking to actual insiders from the financial world. He was absolutely determined to peel back the curtain and understand the system that cost him so much. And that leads us to his number one discovery, the financial industry secret. And believe me, it's a big one. What he figured out is that the investment game isn't just complicated. For the average person, it's pretty much rigged. Robert does not mince words here. Rob you in plain sight. Wow. It sounds so extreme, right? But his point is that the industry's interests just aren't the same as yours. See, they make money from your money, which isn't the same as making money for you. So how do they pull it off? Well, it often starts with a number that looks totally harmless, 1.5%. It's just a tiny little annual management fee, right? Charged by a mutual fund or an advisor. You'd barely even notice it. And honestly, that's the whole idea. But here is the trap. It's devastating. Over decades, that small fee compounds. But it compounds against you. Robert discovered it can literally eat up a huge chunk of your wealth. We're talking about ending up with 2, 3, maybe even 5 times less money over a lifetime. It is the silent killer of your financial dreams. Okay, let's get into the second big trap he uncovered. This whole world of short-term trading, or as he likes to call it, the casino. Come on, you've seen it. All the ads, the gurus on social media, day trading, swing trading, all these fancy strategies promising you'll get rich quick. There's a whole industry built on selling you this dream. But according to Robert, it's a dream that almost always turns into a nightmare. And this conclusion is pretty shocking. He says it's worse than going to a casino. I mean, think about that. When you walk into a casino, you know the house has an edge. It's designed for you to lose. But with trading, so many people are sold on the idea that they can be the one to outsmart the market. Let's just break it down. At a casino, the odds are right there in the open. They're against you. But with short-term trading, study after study shows that an even smaller percentage of people actually make money long-term. The only people who consistently win are the brokers who take a fee on every single trade, and of course the people selling you these secret formula trading courses. Okay, so after all that bad news, you're probably wondering, what's the answer? And this is where it gets good, because Robert champions a solution that is surprisingly simple and incredibly powerful. We're talking about low-fee ETFs. So what the heck is an ETF? Basically, think of an exchange-traded fund as a big shopping basket, but instead of groceries, it's holding hundreds or even thousands of different stocks. So instead of making a risky bet on one single company, you're investing in the whole market, which hugely spreads out your risk. Now pay attention, because this is the most important part. Those traditional mutual funds, they often have those high fees we were just talking about. But ETFs, their fees can be 10 to 20 times lower. Just that one difference means so much more of your money actually stays yours, compounding for you instead of for somebody else. So really, the main message here is so simple. For most of us, winning in investing isn't about some secret trick or picking the next hot stock. No, it's just about lowering the costs that are quietly draining your account. It is the easiest and most powerful way to build way more wealth over your life. But I can hear you thinking, okay, but what about a market crash? I'm terrified of losing all my money. It's a fair point, but Robert argues that we are almost always worried about the wrong risk. So let me just ask you, what do you think is the single biggest threat to your savings? A stock market crash? Making a bad investment? What is it? The answer, and the data backs this up, is inflation. That silent, steady, and totally relentless force that just eats away at the value of your money day after day. And if you don't believe me, just look at this number. In the last decade alone, the cash you had just sitting in a savings account has lost somewhere between 25 to 30% of its buying power. Stashing cash under your mattress is a guaranteed way to lose. And this right here, this is the new reality. When you think you're playing it safe by just keeping your money in cash, you are actually guaranteeing that you will lose value over time. The biggest risk today isn't that the market might dip for a bit, it's doing nothing at all. So what do? Robert lays out a super simple path forward. Step 1, get financially literate. If you're doing that right now, understand these basic ideas. Step 2, only use big, regulated, well-known brokers so you know your money is safe from scams. And step 3, invest for the long term, think 10 years or more, in those simple low-cost ETFs. That's it. Which leaves us with one last really important question you need to ask yourself. After all this, after understanding the fees and the real risks, is your money actually working for you, or is it mostly just working for someone else? The amazing thing is, as Robert shows us, that choice is completely up to you.